Okay folks, this will be a really challenging one. I don't know how this one's going to turn out. Let's see what we get. This is going to be a difficult one. It's going to be really tiny as well. What we're photocopying. Definitely got to blow it up to 400. Yeah, I burned a whole bunch of discs for Channel 9 last night and this morning. I pulled a partial all-nighter. I started my all-nighter just after, somewhere at 10 o'clock or 10:30 or whenever it was. And I finished it at about, maybe just before 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Yeah, got some discs I made for Channel 9 for these demos to go there. And this is what we're photocopying, folks. It's a marble. Really, you can see there's all these different possibilities on what I can use, what side of the marble I can use. It's like there's just so many options, you know. It's a sphere, so, you know, it's really going to be a challenging one to do. Yeah, that's come up looking quite nice actually. I do like that shiny bit. I will have to tilt it on an angle to make it look really nice. I'm going to try another piece, try another part of this marble, maybe move it over a bit, just roll it over into a different, there's just a whole myriad of different positions you can utilise. I won't do too many, folks, I don't think. I'll just do a handful, just a couple or a few, depending on how good they turn out. So that's this version. That looks even better than that in some ways. It's much the same though, much of a muchness. Still has a fiery look to it, which I like. I'm going to try one more, folks. Just going to turn it over to a totally different side. Or not side, part, whatever. It's not got a side. It's not quite a side, but it still sits like it does. Now this is just an ordinary glass marble. And this is what we've got from there. I don't know which one I like, whether it's this one, or this one. So we've got all three of the different marbles. Sides of the marble. I think this one might be a goer, even though it looks very similar to that. That looks like it's better in some ways, and that looks in some ways like I like this one. Maybe I could use that one. I do think the last one. So I'll just take this last one and put it on the glass and maybe turn that into a nice mirror image. I think we can just take that away, pop it in here with another marble. Trying to think which way I'm going to lift, which way I'm going to angle it. I'm really missing a lost loved one, folks. His name is Luigi. And I'm trying to get this material to go to air on the 6 o'clock news on Channel 9. And I just, as I said, I think I said it earlier in this demo, I burned a whole bunch of discs. I must have burned about 12 or 13 discs. My DVD RW burner is running rough, but it still managed to work well enough to produce the discs that I need for what I'm doing, the TV campaign. I do think maybe we should angle it, or maybe. But basically, I'm trying to get on the 6 o'clock news and get my art recognised, as well as getting in touch with my partner. And I'm really lonely without him. It's really hard dealing with life as a single when you're not actually the kind of person that has a preference towards single life. I'm not a singleton, folks, and I've been against being single since I was a 10-year-old. I never liked it since I was going through puberty, or at least adolescence when I was 10. I never liked the idea of being alone. I felt I needed a partner, and one that shared my interests, like my passion for photocopiers, for example. And that's what Luigi had in common with me. One of the things he had in common with me was his passion for photocopiers and their creative use, and also to redesign the photocopier. He's that kind of guy. He's really smart, really attractive, really loving as well. He's not cold and clinical, even though he does love his photocopiers. He's a really warm-hearted, caring sort of a guy, and I really wish I could get in touch with him as soon as possible. I really miss him, and I really need to get in touch. And it really hurts me to be away from him, but I have to deal with that now because it's really hard. These have ended up on the fucking dirty fuck floor. I hate the dirty floor. I hate when things end up on the dirty floor. I always assume that anything that gets dropped has to be dirty, has to be considered grubby, very dirty. Don't like dirt on my things. Some people, they drop their food on the floor and they eat the food off the floor. It's like, yuck. Do you want to get sick? Do you want to get gastro? Or catch some other horrible fucking disease? Well, eat off the floor. That's a really good start. And people just do that. Or when they have their medication and they drop it on the floor, they typically like to pick it up and use it. It's like, fuck. Why would you want to eat? If it's been on the floor, it's been dirty. Like, you walk through the house with your shoes, and basically you probably walked on the footpath. There would have been dog shit, for example, and dog shit everywhere, even though people normally clean it up. But there's dog shit on the fucking concrete where you walk, and the weather washes it away all over the place. And basically you end up, you don't know what you're getting, folks, when you drop something on the floor and you fucking eat it or take it, and it's not clean then, it's dirty. I don't understand why people do that. If it's been on the floor, it goes in the bin, or you don't use it. I don't know how this is going to look, folks. It's a bit curly, unfortunately. Trying to get them to meet up as close as I can. Yeah, and another thing is I vomit. I saw a heap of vomit on the ground this morning. That could wash onto the footpath and end up on your shoes, and then you walk through the house and you touch this and you eat something off the floor or take a tablet that's been dropped on the floor. Yeah, silly. Got to use your common sense, folks. You don't want to get fucking sick. So, you know what? All because I dropped my fucking work on the floor, I just had to talk about it, folks. I normally don't talk about it, but, you know, trying to make these sit together nicely, slot in together. Anyway, that's come up looking really quite a treat. I think we can now call this demo quits.